Wow, that's a loaded question. The last chapter of my life, I was, I can't. I was married for 40 years, and I'm going through a divorce. So, yeah. And how I got from one side to the other is by faith. Right now, my divorce will be final in September.
That's a really good question. So it's just a number at this point. But I had a really bad alcohol addiction. Basically, I hit rock bottom with just, alcohol. And I know it's just a number, I don't look at it, but it's been about a month and a half now, I'd say 40 plus days. I ruined everything in my past life because of alcohol. And, I probably would say that was an old chapter, and I think my new chapter just started today. Yeah, I feel like it might be. It's fingers crossed. I met somebody who kind of helped me find myself, and because I was in a very dark place, being sober, sitting at home, and no one to talk to. When you have somebody to talk to, and they kind of went through similar life changes, it's really good to have somebody rooting for you.
One chapter was moving into my new house from another house and having the opportunities to make new friends, actually find a love and relationship through a neighbor by moving into that new house. So I would call that a transition from one chapter to another. So for me, it's normally it comes through friendship. It's not an instant spark, though my neighbor would say it was love at first sight. So for me, it was more the little things. You go for a walk with somebody at night. For us, the thing I really sealed the deal for me, funny enough, was we would have this beach volleyball, and we would kick it down the street. And we just talk as you kicked it down the street. We made a little rule. If they ever got stuck in between the two yellow lines, then we kissed each other. And that's how we went for a couple miles down the road and a couple miles back for most nights.
I have 6 grandkids, and 3 of them just moved to Arizona with my son and his wife. So that was at the beginning of June. I miss them all terribly. It's my middle child. So I guess that's kind of the chapter we're in right now, is my husband standing over here that you don't have the camera on. We're getting ready to celebrate 35 years of marriage Monday. And I've been gone all week. I cooked for 150 people all week at a camp, so I'm exhausted, thus the tears and the emotions. So the last chapter, previous to grandkids, was my life with my 3 teens at home, and I loved that, and it was great. And we've transitioned to 2 married kids, and one is in his mid-20s and dating. Probably headed to marriage soon. That was a tough one for me because I loved having my kids at home. The next chapter is hopefully retiring in 10 years or so, but we also built a brand new house right beside my parents who are going into their 80s. So that's going to be, that chapter is probably going to be a lot of care for my elderly parents. So that was a lot right there.
I'd say my last chapter of my life was alcoholism. I was heavy on alcohol. I mean, a fifth of liquor every few days, before school, after work. I just wanted a good point in my life, and I guess the way I got out of it was finally got a bigger job, working more hours, kind of didn't have time to do it. Finally realized that alcohol is not something you should run to constantly to solve other problems. You should just go ahead and face your problems with what you have been dealt with.
Last chapter, this chapter. Mine's not the funnest. I lost a son a year and a half ago. That was really hard. But My current chapter, I'm doing something I love to do. I'm actually pastoring at a church, helping pastor, and a lot of support and love. And of course, my faith has carried me. So that's how I've gotten here.
I don't even know where to start. To be honest, I'll just tell you I'm a father of 7 children. I am a Christian. 14 years ago that my wife, we had 5 children. Our youngest at the time was 4 months old. My wife passed away abruptly. She, on a Wednesday night, got sick, and Thursday morning had passed away. And so it was pretty hard for us that time. My oldest was, I think he was 12, and then of course the youngest was 4 months old. So since then, I've gotten remarried, and I've got 2 more children. So our youngest now is 9 years old. I'm originally from Oklahoma. We moved up toward Blacksburg to pastor a church up that way. I guess I attribute it to the Lord helping us, through everything. And I was an evangelist preaching the gospel, and the church that we had ministered to, they were without a pastor, so they had asked us to maybe consider pastoring the church. And so we did. We felt to come up here. So we've been here for 12 years now. And so now I've got 4 grandchildren, 3 children that are married, moving right on.
Oh boy. So I used to be a drug dealer. And I decided that that is not the lifestyle that I want to raise a child in. So the Department of Corrections helped me along this journey. I decided while I was there that it's time to kind of settle down and quit being dumb. The money's good, but life is better. I came out, and I've been completely clean and sober since. I've had a pretty decent paying job for about 4 years now. No, I'm working on it. I think that most people clean their life up because they have a kid, and I think that's wrong. I think that's the wrong order to go about things. I think you should clean your life up to have a kid. So I didn't want a child until I had a home, a stable job, a foundation ready for the child to that point. So yeah, hopefully soon.
I'll go first. I went through some losses, I went through some grief, and for me, this current chapter of my life, the reason why I'm here today and I'm able to do hikes, I already talked to you about that with my hikes and stuff, and connect to nature is because of my relationship with Jesus, and all that he's brought me through, giving me strength, giving me confidence, giving me the peace to wake up another day. Every day is a gift from God, and that is how I'm able to face each day. That's just for me.
I think the last chapter of my life was more of a bullet point list and accomplishing things that I thought were important. So I think the new chapter is maintaining happiness and tranquility and understanding that community is more important than self.
Amen.
So those 2 chapters, I think, I would like to think they're decades. I mean, of course, I've gotten better with age, but
baby.
Yeah, but it was a lot of hard lessons. I feel like I stumbled along the way. So big chapters, but a better chapter, hopefully.
Okay, so I would say the last chapter of my life was coming from just being a follower, not being truly true to myself. So I had to kind of isolate and do some therapy and get myself together to where I was able to recognize and set boundaries for myself. And in this chapter, I am being a leader. I have started my own business, and I'm flourishing in something that I was very insecure in. So I would say this chapter is it's God blessing me and giving me things that I didn't even think that I deserved or was supposed to have. If that made sense.
It does, baby. Hit
okay,
me right here.
I pray.
Okay, I would say the last chapter was kind of rough, kind of blurry. Kind of didn't know, where I was going in life. Couldn't really make out anything. I had like a million things I wanted to do, but I really didn't know that main one thing. And just went through a lot of different trials and errors with different situations, and it actually opened up my eyes now for this chapter. I have my own photography business, and I'm actually learning, self-teaching myself, and I actually found something that I actually love, and it's not something that, hey, I'm just trying for here and now and then just to let it go. It's something that I actually love to do and passion, kind of same thing like yourself there. And so, I mean, that's pretty much the difference now. I'm more dedicated and more educated to thrive in what I'm doing here now, so if that makes sense to you.